Hey guys, I'm Red, and this is LEGO Set 70818, released in 2015 with 5 exclusive minifigures, 197 pieces for just $15. This is the double-decker couch from the LEGO movie. Now, I don't have the original box, so a picture of it will be in the top left, and let's just get right into our minifigures. The first minifigure we're going to look at is Emmett, and obviously this character isn't unique to the set, but his facial expressions are. And he does come with this waffle on this printed 2x2 circle piece, and this super basic hard hat, which we've seen many times before. And the figure itself is actually really nice. Even though he came in like 50 sets, I still really like the slight shiny silver there on his torso. You can see a blue undershirt there. I like his name tag on his leg there. I think that's pretty cool. Some basic blue arms and a slight smiley face there. No printing on the arms, but there's printing on the back just to continue that silver detailing. And then if we take off his hairpiece, you can see he's super sad. Up next here is Benny, and he comes with this hot dog piece, which is really cool. I've seen that so many times as well. And the figure itself is obviously based on the old classic space sets, but this time in blue. So you can see the classic space logo is super faded on his torso there. And his helmet is cracked because that's what they're known for. And on this side of the expression, you can see he's like super happy. And if we rip it off and look at his back, you can see there's an even bigger smile on his face with his blue air tank. And because Emmett is technically a classic space minifigure, we have to include him in our collection. So now we have an even bigger variety of colors, and I'm always happy to get a new one. Well, the next minifigure we're going to look at is President Business. I really like this figure. I've always liked his gray suit and his red tie. I think that's pretty cool. And he does have a pretty amazing hairpiece with the orange color up there and the kind of blonde or gray down at the bottom. But his face, again, is the only thing that is exclusive about the figure. It is a super happy smile on this side. And if we flip him over, you can see he's a little bit confused. Up next is Unikitty, and I've always liked her figures. I think they're all pretty cool. And this one's just a simple brick-built body with a snap brick that connects the tail to the body, just held together by a 1x1 stud and the connection points at the bottom of the 1x3 brick. But I think overall it's pretty cool. She comes with this super confused face, and she also comes with this super sad one, which is pretty cool to get. And last but definitely not least, this is Ghost Vitruvius, and I really like this figure. Love the classic ghost piece, but molded differently to have the happy face and the rubber band around the head. I really like his staff here, using a hollow stud and the Monster Fighters crystal piece. I think that's pretty cool. And just look at this cape. This cape is beautiful with the blue sparkly glitter. That's gorgeous. And then even if we rip off the ghost piece, you can see he has a printed brick on the bottom there. And look at that, even after all these years, he still works pretty well. And finally, here is the set itself. We get the double-decker couch and Emmett's car. And I think we should start with Emmett's car. Taking a closer look at Emmett's car, you might be thinking, this looks really familiar. And that's because this was a classic LEGO City set. So that's not confusing at all, because I actually have the older set. So I don't know if this is the build for the double-decker couch or the polybag, but anyway, the car is just a super basic build with only a few pieces. Like, there's no license plate on the front, but there's a couple headlights and a vent piece there. But, you know, I think it works well. You have the small little base that doesn't really cover a whole lot. There's just a space for one person to fit in there. And if we take a look up front, you can see the 1x2 radio printed piece, which is pretty cool. Get the black steering wheel, and the doors on the left and right can open and close just like that. And in the back, there's a little space for either a hard hat or a waffle or anything you could really fit back there. But finally, here is the double-decker couch. And I really like this build. It looks exactly how it did in the movie, and I really like it. I guess we should start on the bottom here. You can see there's a couple seats using 1x2 light blue plates, and a few tiles here and there to kind of smooth out the seats, so you can fit 2 minifigures down there and 2 minifigures up there. And of course, you have your coffee mugs there as cup holders. You get a couple ladders on the left and right side that you can fold down all the way if you really want to. I'm not sure why you would, but you can, and that's an option. But if we move up to the top, it's more of the same, with the 2 seats using the 1x2 plates and 1x2 tiles, and more light blue tiles to kind of smooth it out and make it look like a couch. Now, I do have to say this because this was the era of brittle brown. I was super nervous when I was building the set because I did actually break a couple of these pieces. Obviously, I replaced them, but it was just really scary putting this back together. And here's what everybody looks like on the double-decker couch. Obviously, Vitruvius can't fit because he's supposed to be a ghost, but I think this does still work pretty well. Obviously, Benny down there, he has his air tank, so he's not going to fit the best, but I think it still works. And I did get that this does happen sometimes where Unikitty or any of the other minifigures just kind of pull the plates off when you try and take them off. So there you go, that's really all I have to say about this Lego Movie set. And I really liked it. This is a super nostalgic set for me. I actually have 2 of them for some reason. I don't know why, but, you know, I'm not really going to complain. I love all 5 of our minifigures. I love that the Lego City car makes a return. And, of course, the double-decker couch is really good to get. For just $15, this was a really great value back in the day. So what do you guys think about this Lego set? Why don't you leave a comment down below and let me know. And while you're down there, hit like, subscribe. It's easy. It's free. And I don't know what our next video is going to be yet, but it'll be something super exciting. So stay tuned.